This is Brussels, the heart of NATO and the European Union. Just a few days ago, the skies over this city were locked in chaos, signaling deep panic rather than a show of force. Drones suspected to be of Russian origin targeted civilian airports in Belgium, Brussels, Liège, and sensitive military bases, including Kleine Brogel, which has nuclear capabilities, halting operations.
De Kleine Brogel, daar. 3 keer werden daar drones gesignaleerd en daar liggen ook nucleaire wapens.
This was Putin's war chest, the literal burning of his wallet, the final panic move before setting fire to billions of dollars in frozen Russian assets. The Kremlin's plan was simple: terrify NATO's heart, force the EU to reverse its decision to seize funds. However, this plan turned into one of the most spectacular strategic blunders in recent years. The blackmail backfired the moment it began. Instead of backing down, Brussels played Article 4 of the NATO treaty. The "Our territorial integrity is under threat, we are convening urgently" card. And while Putin waited for a fearful phone call from Brussels, the response came directly from Berlin, via a military cargo plane. Across Belgium and Europe, a sense of determination prevailed, mixed with suspicion and anger. On the night of November 9th, the final event that triggered this anger and determination occurred. On Sunday evening, 5 unidentified drones were detected flying for about an hour directly above the cooling towers of the Doel nuclear power plant near the port of Antwerp in Belgium. The Belgian National Crisis Centre, which is currently monitoring the situation, has confirmed the incident. The situation is truly critical right now. The United Kingdom, France, and Germany took immediate action. Military aid began flowing into Belgium that weekend. The highest-ranking military officials of these countries reported that military support was delivered to Belgium immediately. So, who is behind this madness, and why now? The answers to these questions lead us to a hybrid war scenario that has been unfolding over the past few weeks, with every step carefully planned. And at the center of this scenario is one name: Vladimir Putin.
Kleine Brogel, daar. 3 keer werden daar drones gesignaleerd en daar liggen ook nucleaire wapens.
This was Putin's war chest, the literal burning of his wallet. The timing and target selection of this operation are critical to understanding the Kremlin's mindset. What happened between November 5th and 7th was not a random attack, but the product of military planning. The first target was Brussels Airport. This is not only Belgium's, but also Europe's political capital's main gateway. Locking it down, taking thousands of civilian passengers hostage, signifies much more than logistical chaos. It is a message saying, "I can get inside your home," and was a psychological attack designed to trigger civilian panic. The second target was Liège Airport. This is one of Europe's busiest cargo hubs. Since the war began, it has also been a key logistical point for military aid to Ukraine. Targeting this location signaled, "I know your supply chains and can disrupt them at will." However, the real message was delivered through military bases. The third target was Florennes Air Base. This is home to Belgium's F-35 fighter jets. Sending a drone to a location housing NATO's most advanced air power was a direct show of force, aimed at NATO's military capabilities. The fourth and most dangerous target was Kleine Brogel Air Base. This base is one of the most sensitive military points on the continent, allegedly hosting US tactical nuclear weapons as part of the nuclear sharing program in Europe. Consider this: Putin's regime, in a panic over frozen funds, is taking the risk of flying drones over a base that is part of NATO's nuclear deterrent. This is not a rational military strategy. It is the all-or-nothing move of a cornered gambler. Their aim was to paralyze decision-makers by striking civilian and military infrastructure simultaneously. They believed Europe was vulnerable to threats in this grey zone, an area that is not quite war but not quite peace either. They were wrong. Very wrong. The bluff was so obvious that German officials did not hesitate to confirm it. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius explicitly stated that these drone observations could be directly linked to the EU's plans to transfer interest income from frozen Russian assets to Ukraine. This was not a suspicion, but a finding. Putin took a military risk on NATO territory to save billions of dollars. The Kremlin's calculation was simple: instill fear, create division within the EU, and delay economic decisions. However, the response they received was the exact opposite of what they expected. Putin's move did not cause panic within NATO, but rather a wave of unity and determination. Instead of cowering and walking away from the table, the Belgian government brought up one of the most serious articles of the NATO treaty, Article 4. It means, "They are attacking me, let's decide together what to do." And it is the step before the famous Article 5, i.e. collective defense. While Putin was trying to engage in economic blackmail, he suddenly found himself creating a military threat that triggered NATO's collective security clause. And this Article 4 meeting could be more than just a tedious diplomatic consultation in Brussels. It could be the announcement of a change in military doctrine. According to behind-the-scenes information, the decisions that come out of that meeting could fundamentally change all of the alliance's rules of engagement towards Russia's shadow fleet. The era of observe and report could officially come to an end. The order to hunt and stop could be given. This would mean that standing NATO Maritime Group 1, SNMG-1, patrolling the North Atlantic and the Baltic Sea could be